How you doing, YouTube? This is going to be my first video on my rifle series that I'm going to put together on my builds, and then specific items within my builds. Obviously some range time, some competition time if I do get out there, and then both on the PRS side and also NRL22. So this is my 22 setup that I've been working on for maybe the last 6 months. I'm going to go through each part of this, and then I'll do specific videos on some of these items if it makes sense. So to start off, what you're looking at here is, actually, let me just make sure to do this safety check. Okay, so what you're looking at here is a Vudoo action in a 20-inch with a 20-inch MTU barrel. It's sitting in a Foundation Exodus Dark Distress stock with a Schmidt & Bender 525 PM2 scope with a H59 reticle. And the Swiss S&B is sitting in some ARCA QDL mounts with a 20 MOA base, and it has a 1.38 inch height, which is a little high. So I mean, you can debate that all you want about, if it's too, obviously closer to the borderline is obviously ideal, but for what I do with this rifle and what I think I need in terms of not spending good money on mid-tier glass and mid-tier scopes, I decided to go with a higher tier scope of about $3,500 here and use it with my Vudoo and also my impact action, which I'll do another video on as well. But along with that is they share this same Foundation stock. So if you go buy a Foundation stock, you're going to have to tell them for which action. And for me, when I talked to them, they told me that I just needed to open up the throw lever area, because with the impact action it throws differently as the Vudoo action does. So besides that, it should still work. I haven't even taken it to the range yet because of this whole shelter in place thing here. So in general, that is pretty much the only thing I need to open up, and it will cycle totally fine. So the way I did that is I used my CNC router that's behind this rifle, and set it down, held it in place with clamps, and then go ahead and open it up so it's as smooth as and straight as possible. This is not a Dremel job, right? So, all right, along with the build. So Foundation stock, Hawkins bottom metal, Trigger Tech special, curved trigger. I have a Foundation ARCA rail with the 419 ARCA clamp with the barricade stop with an Atlas BT, I think that's a BT10, with the adapter to make sure it fits onto the ARCA clamp. That's one thing that was really confusing for me, to be honest, when I first was trying to figure out how to get this Atlas bipod to sit with this ARCA clamp from 419. But I'll maybe do a video on that for like maybe this 60 seconds. I think it'll help somebody out. That took me a while to make sure I was getting buying the right stuff. What else can I tell you? So on this Schmidt & Bender, like I said, it's a PM2. It does have a throw lever. I want to say it's from Short Action Precision. It's a real nice throw lever. It's not what you call it. You do need it. I feel like you need it on this PM2. The good news about it is it's not one of those 3D printed ones. It's actually aluminum. Tenebrix caps. When you buy the Schmidt & Benders new, they'll come with the Butler Creek caps. I have no idea why they come with Butler Creek caps for $3,500 scope. But these Tenebrix caps you could probably pick up for like a little less than, say, 70, 80 bucks for the front and the back, for the objective and then the ocular. The Foundation, I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit everywhere, but just as it comes to my mind, I don't have to script it. It does have the 2 flush cups. I'm pretty sure you can probably add more if you wanted to, or have both sides. I don't know if this has both sides or not. I think it does. If you ask them, I mean, those guys at Foundation are super awesome with helping out. any questions. Sorry, of course my neighbor's honking the horn right now. What else can I tell you? The QDL mount, I love these QDL mounts. What's great about these QD mounts is they're null. I'm not going to say that right, so I'm not going to try. But basically, you can do these by hand. You can torque them down with the wrench, and I mean, just the fact the size of these, it doesn't take a ton of I guess cranking to actually tighten these down. So I like these because I can move them from one rifle to the other pretty easily when I move this to my impact action. The reason why I do that, and a lot of people will probably say, you might as well just buy 2 tier 2 scopes and then be happy and then use those. But you know, to be honest, I like my tier 1 scope. I want to get good at using this scope, so that's the reason why I do it. I think the benefits for me outweigh the negatives. So for me, this works. You can just use regular rings if you don't want to do a QDL to make it easier. So you get this less height difference here if you want. But to be honest, if I'm at the range, I don't want to be pulling out tools unless I have to. So if I'm pulling this out, I'd rather just unscrew this. There's one less thing to do at the range that I need tools for, even though you typically always bring your tools. But in general, it's one less thing for me to do. And the other thing I could probably mention on here is, I mean, this thing is beautiful. So if you ever had MPA stock, MDT, ACC stocks are awesome. I've had them all. I've had the Manners. I had I forgot the other one. It's similar to Manners. I forget that stock right now. I haven't had a J Allen. I haven't had the AI chassis. For the ones I've had, I mean, this is by far one of my favorite stock. It gets the most looks anywhere, and it's not that's the only reason why I like it. I like it because I like it. I mean, I love the detail, the micarta. I think it's micarta. It's just an amazing looking and feeling stock. It feels really good in your hand. The other stock I like to compare this to, and just to let you know, I'm just not a stock snob, is I like the KRG Bravo stock. I think it's an amazing stock. So I'll rock the KRG Bravo or my Foundation. I know it's super extreme, right? Because that KRG is $350 versus this is about $1,500 out the door. Huge difference. Sitting right here is I want to say this build, roughly speaking, is close to $45,000 to $5,000 all in. Obviously, there's some used, some new, but in general, this is not a cheap build. I probably, to be honest, I'm probably well over $5,000 because this build actually in itself is $2,000, and then with the chassis, that's $3,500. With this, you find it used for about $2,500. Yeah, I'm well over $5,000 or $6,000. I would say $55,000 to $6,000 right now in this build. So this is why I use one scope, and then I'll rock my impact action in here as well. I don't want this to be a long video, so I will probably do separate videos on each one of these things, what I like, what I don't like about it. I'll do a couple of range videos if I do get to do another comp here this year with this whole shelter-in-place thing going on and all this stuff. I don't know if I mentioned it. It is a Trigger Tech special in there. That is it. Hopefully you guys liked the video. I'll continue to put more videos like this that make sense. I'll probably do a video on how to zero this thing because, to be honest with you, there's only one video out there I see, and it's super clear. But in general, it's nice to see a couple different views on how to do it. Besides that, I hope you guys liked the video. Please subscribe. I think I have 4 subscribers right now. Haha, I know, pretty funny. But hey, you got to start somewhere. So I would appreciate if you do like the content and you want to continue seeing me making stuff, making videos about rifles, about grills, whatever it might be. I'm going to do some woodworking videos as well. It's another passion of mine. So hopefully you guys and girls enjoy it, and stay safe and stay home, at least for right now. Busta-Grill out.